crafty friends, this is Sabine and I hope you're feeling merry and enjoy your holiday card making. I will be making a gatefold card with a magnetic flap today, featuring the Emily Moore Designs nested ornament dies as well as a few other products. For today's card, I will be using Catherine Pooler's all wrapped up paper and her cranberry fizz ink pad as well as some Simon Hurley paste. I start by cutting an A2 card base out of white cardstock and use my first pattern paper for the side panels on the front of the card. I will score the card base at 2 1/8 from both sides and work in those folds real good. Then I will attach only the left panel to the card for now, because I will be using the right panel to cover the end of the flap. The end of the ribbon I will be using for the flap will go right in between the card base and this panel. Cutting out those ribbons is my next step. I'm using the ribbons from the Decorated Sentiment die set from Emily Moore Designs, and I put some bee sting lunar paste from Simon Hurley on white cardstock for these. It makes these pretty shiny red ribbons. Then I will use a shorter one and score it at about 2 1/8 of an inch at least, to make sure it goes over the whole length of the front panel. And then I will tuck the end of this under the panel at the center of the panel. I'm using some glue to stick down this end, and once this is dry, I can go ahead and attach the panel now to the card as well, and our flap is pretty much done. I will use the longer ribbon to kind of create the effect of a ribbon wrapped around a present on the longer edge of the card panels. For that, I'm cutting off the ends of the ribbon, and I will also cut it in half. Unfortunately, it is not long enough for the entire card, so I'm just gonna stick a piece on the top and on the bottom. The gap in the middle will be covered later. I want to make sure that the glue stays only on the one panel, otherwise we would be closing the card completely. So first I attach the top one, and then I will attach the bottom one, and I'm kind of putting them right over the edge here. I will let that dry, and once it is dry, I can go ahead and start making my ornaments. I will need one large ornament and topper, one medium ornament and topper, and 4 of the small ornaments, including the toppers. I will position the medium-sized ornament on the left side of the card and the 2 smaller ornaments on the right side of the cards tucked in, and the other 2 ornaments I will use at the end of the flap. First I attach the toppers to these ornaments, and then I start by placing the medium-sized ornament on the left side of the card. I will make sure that it covers completely the gap between the 2 ribbons. And then I realized that I forgot the magnet. So before the glue is dry, I will lift up the ornament here in a second and sneak in one of those little magnets, because I would like it to be covered by the ornaments, not visible. It makes it look pretty, I believe. Once this is all glued down, I'm gonna go ahead and put that second magnet on the ornament where the first magnet is placed, and then I take the little ornament for the end of the flap and adhere that to the flap and the magnet. Once that is dry, I can lift it up and use the second ornament I cut out in the same pattern for the back of it and cover this magnet as well, so neither one of the magnets will be visible. Finish up with a second topper on the back, and this cute little guy is done. The flap, our magnetic flap, is done. I will cut off this little piece here that sticks out over the edge of the card. Next, I will place the other two small ornaments in the upper corner and the lower corner here. I will attach the ornament in the lower corner to the medium ornament and that side of the gatefold. I'm trying to make sure that the topper of this ornament is not covering the magnet. That would just be an added layer, and I believe the movement would probably just ruin the topper over time. And then the little ornament in the upper corner, I just attached to that side of the gatefold closure. And again, cut off the piece that sticks over the edge of it. And then the front of our card is basically done, except for the little words I want to add. You don't have to do this, but I think it adds a nice touch. I'm using the For You, the small For You from Emily Moore Designs For You die set. And I'm backed it with some adhesive sheet to make it easier to stick it on there, not have the mess with the liquid glue. Originally, I had the words on the medium-sized ornament, but in this case, they would just kind of disappear on the background of the pattern paper, so I think they look much nicer on those red stripes. And the final touch is a little snowflake on the front, because who doesn't like a pretty snowflake? Next step is the inside of the card. Just to finish the look here of the flap, I am adding the end of one of those ribbons to cover up the white cardstock. And my next step is then the inside of the card. For the inside, I'm going to cut out two A2 card liners from Emily Moore Designs card sentiment dies. One for the center of the card, and then the other one I will cut in half and put on the two sides of the card. I will also use the large ornament to decorate the inside of the card, as well as the large frame from Emily Moore Designs decorative sentiment dies and just white cardstock to create a space for writing a note, a handwritten note on your card. I really love the little details on the edge here. I'm going to place that in the center of the card, and then I will place the large ornament on the bottom edge of the card, and to mark about how far I want to cut off, I use some tape, some low-tech tape underneath here, and then I can just cut it straight off from one tape to the other and have the exact piece I wanted. I will take it only to the middle part of the card for now, and then I will cut this piece off. But don't throw this piece out. I will then attach it to the left panel of the card, like a little puzzle, putting the ornament back together. And then I will just cut off the little stripe where the fold is to make it easier to fold and close the card. And my card is done. I did finish the inside with a little sentiment. I hope you liked the card I made today and you enjoyed this little tutorial. To create this Christmassy gatefold card with a magnetic flap, I use these Emily Moore Design products. Thanks for watching.